common saying, no pain, no gain. And I just, thought about that, looking into the psychology of certain things. And I just know that us being entrepreneurs, um, we go through different trials and tribulations. And we have to realize that the light at the end of the tunnel is there. And if we did not know about pain, we would not know that, we were going through something that was going to get better. We would think we were actually perfect, and it's also a survival tactic for us to know that something is not right. That's a part of it also. And it's an essential part of the human brain reward system. It acts like a seesaw, and it seeks to balance pain and pleasure. And some of that I was looking up also. It's chemicals and everything. I believe I talked similar about this before, like a long time ago in the room. Like homeostasis in our body is the reward system, and like I said, it's a balance. Just human nature. Um, they actually have like a rare case of a condition. It's I forgot what is called. It's a rare condition where if you don't feel any pain, it's like extremely rare and dangerous because your body doesn't even sense it physically, not mentally, because we all have the depression stages and everything like that. But um just the physical part of it also. But when we go into the mental, definitely, you know the stages of that feeling inadequate, that's part of the pain also mentally. So we all have different forms of the pain, and we need that, like I said, to know that things will get better and that things are better. um, just a little brief synopsis of that. And also, basically, I just wanted to get some of your opinions on an experience you might have been through, uh, where the pain, really helped you to realize, that there was the light at the end of the tunnel. My experience definitely is dealing with the entrepreneurship, the the rejection sometimes, the process of not scaling like I want. And it's just, and the pain of that just makes me realize that I have to keep pushing and be more consistent in whatever I do, because it's a process that I had to realize. Just doing the same thing and expecting a different result is, that's the definition of insanity. So I had to really change some tactics to get better at scaling my business. And I just wanted to hear some of your opinions, different times that you might have went through something where the pain and you got the gain at the end. So just a simple topic today. I appreciate you all in the room once again. With that being said, I'm going to go to Nadir. Nadir, appreciate you, your consistency in this room today. Please let us all know where you're from, your gratitude and affirmation, and how in an experience with you was pain necessary.
Thank you, Andre. Good morning, leaders. My name is Nadir Nasheed. I'm calling from the DMV. My morning affirmation is I must be consistent and persistent to push through the resistance. My gratitude is I'm grateful for waking up this morning. I'm grateful for having this community to connect with. I'm grateful for growth. Ironically, I had a painful situation last night. Um, my neighbor invited me out to go to a basketball game for the CIAA. Well, actually, his daughter was named Queen for her HBCU college. So I went with him. watch the game, see his daughter, acknowledge her accomplishments. So after that, he was like, "Man, let's go by this spot, and I'm gonna show my face." So we went to the Discovery Zone, and it was like, I think it was named the biggest happy hour or something like that. And I ran into people that I knew, that I've gone on vacation with, that I associate with. But as a whole, if it was, let's say if it was 500 people in there, then I just sat back and I just watched all these people walk around either high or some form of intoxication. And I couldn't help to think but how life is just passing these people by. And some of them may be strong in their business. I don't know. Some of them gave the appearance like they had money. I don't know. But it just resonated to me as to how painful it was to see this happening with such a large group of people. And I couldn't help but to focus on the fact that, you know what? And I'm speaking to myself, your growth doesn't allow you to feel comfortable in a space like this anymore. And you must continue to do what it is that you're doing to remain focused in where it is that you and your wife trying to travel. And with that, I yield my mic.
Oh yeah, that was perfect, Nadir. Definitely. That's part of actually what I was going to say too. As far as the temporary avoidance, running from pain. Sometimes we might do it with working out, um, and that's temporarily feeling good about, I'm not going to work out today, and you might temporarily feel good, but actually the pain of pushing yourself to go through it, the gratitude, the reward after you do it is much greater. It's a much greater sensation than that temporarily um, decision, and in the long run also. So just like you were kind of alluding to with them, they might seem like they were happy, and that's part of sometimes being intoxicated with certain things that you use. That's just a temporarily that's a temporary fix, but in the long term it's still internal work that has to be done for you to feel that natural high. And that's a lot of what some of us are going through, trying to experience the natural high of life. And it's a difficult thing sometimes, because some people don't feel like they can be happy without some form of intoxication, and it's simply not true. It's a sad thing, but yeah, people will put that mask on, and they will, have a certain um, thing about them, that you won't know, because they're smiling a lot, but it's pain behind that smile. And a lot of times also, people smile to get over the pain, and that helps too. Instead of looking sad, sometimes you do have to smile to overcome the really feelings that you have inside. So that's a great point in the day. I appreciate that perspective. And like you said, that just happened to you last night. So yeah, the CIAA is something that's going on right now. It's a lot of it happening, events happening in Baltimore downtown. So that was funny you said that also too. Thank you for your voice, man. I appreciate you. Larry, please, I'm sorry, Travis, Dr. Davis, please let us know where you're from, your gratitude and affirmation, and how was pain or is pain necessary in your daily?
What's happening? Dr. Davis here from the DMV area. My affirmation is I can, I will, I must get it done by any means necessary. My gratitude goes towards automation and AI and the way that it's leveling the playing field for all of us. And man, first of all, Nadir, you just had made me have a flashback, man. When I was in college, I threw every party in college. I went to Virginia State, CIAA. CIAA used to man, that was a time right there. I made quite a bit of money during the CIAA, but I lost it just as fast as I made it because I was drunk the whole weekend. and it would take me a whole week to recover from all of the drinking and the drugs that was being done during that weekend when it was in Charlotte. You know, when I got out of school, you're just making me remember, man. I had to let it all go. Like my coach used to tell me, you can't serve them both, and I never understood what he was saying when he said you can't serve them both. Like you can't play with the devil and then try to come out here and be godly all at the same time. It just don't work like that. So, you know, I even have them asking me to come down to Baltimore to the CIAAs. They've been asking me since it's in Baltimore. You know, which are great guys that I work with. It's just I can't see myself in that lifestyle anymore because I know what comes with it. So, shout out to you, man. Just had to bring that up. But pain, yes, you do gotta go through pain. It's kind of like working out, right? Like you're not. Imagine if you went to the gym every day and you ain't sore when you come out. To me, that means that you didn't work hard enough. Like you was just playing around in the damn gym and you took some pictures to make it look cute. But you know, football with me, we grew through pain. Like if you left out of that gym sore, 9 times out of 10, your body was growing because you pushed it in a way that it was never pushed before. That's the reason it was in pain. It's not hurt, right? Hurt and pain are two different things. Pain brings growth. Hurt, I can't do anything, right? And that's what coaches always say. Are you hurt or are you in pain? Because again, pain's only going to make you stronger. When you go to sleep and you recover, the body has this magical thing that it does when it rests. And you can wake up still a little sore, still in a little pain, but you can go again. And that doesn't change with the mind, right? I had to understand, well, if the body goes through pain, I got to be able to take the mind through pain too, because the mind doesn't develop unless I put it through pain. And then I had to go back, which I always give you guys this passage. Walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Like, if God is attached to everything, it's on top of your money. When you go to court, you put your hand on the Bible. When you go to school, right, they talk about the Lord through Pledge of Allegiance and all of these other things, right? So I looked at the Bible and said, well, wait a minute. Let me look at this book of stories that's teaching me something about this thing called life, because everybody pays attention to it, whether you know it or not. So when you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I always explain, do you know what a valley is, right? It's two mountains to the side, right, with a stream of water running through it, with a shadow over top of it, which means ain't no sun coming in. So I don't know if you've ever done a cold plunge before. I did it in football. But your body goes through pain when you put it through cold water. This is why they tell you guys you should do a cold plunge for about a minute or two every day so the body can feel that pain and recuperate. So when you walk through that valley in this cold water, it also smells like death. So every one of your senses are getting tested, and that's the mind. The smell is being tested. I don't know if you've ever smelled death before, but it stinks. It makes you want to puke, right? So now that's being hammered in, that pain of smell. Your eyes can't see. I don't know if y'all have ever been in a situation where you can't see, ain't no light, where you can't see in the front of your hand, because I told you there's a shadow over top, but that's a scary feeling. So your eyes is putting pain in your mind by saying we should be fearful because we can't see what's in front of us. The touch is the cold water. Again, you walk through cold water without being able to see and smelling death. It hurts every step that you take. But when you get to the end of it, when the sun comes out, ain't no more water, and the food is all sitting right there for you to replenish from getting beat up. Because you had to get beat up to go through this valley. You had to get your ass whooped. But when you get to the other end, the body got stronger. The mind got stronger. You got stronger as a person because you were willing to go through the pain. That's it. The people who aren't successful in their life, they're not where they want to be. They're always too scared to step into pain. And I'm telling you, you can't grow without it, because that's what the Bible just told me in this story. So I encourage each and every one of y'all, walk through the pain. Don't run through the pain. The Bible did not say run through the pain. It said walk through the pain and trust me from you walking. Okay, walking means taking action. Trust me from you walking that I will guide you. You will go through some stuff that will hurt you, but I got you. Just trust me and keep walking. Don't turn around. Those that continue to walk and not run and never turn around will see success. The ones that get scared and fail and, they run from the pain, well, we know what type of lifestyle that'll turn out to be. And I park my Tesla.
That's right. That's right. I appreciate that. That's right. You're preaching and teaching. That walk and not run is so true in the whole scenario, because it's just like the coal. If you ever, seen how people have the coal on the ground and they walk over it. Um, if you run, you won't really feel it because it's so quick. But once you sit there and walk, you start to feel the intensification of the heat, the burning. That's part of the breakdown. And that's what pain is. It's the breakdown to build you back up. You built something that wasn't sustainable. So you have to break that down, which is the pain. Just like he said, when you go to sleep, your body is breaking itself down, building back up while you sleep. Your muscles are being broken down when you work out, and they're being built back up as you rest and sleep. And it's the same thing in life. You have to break it down to build that house, that infrastructure back up. And that's part of it. So definitely, I appreciate your input on that, Dr. Davis. I really do. That was a great analogy how you just broke that down. Larry, thank you for being in the room. Your consistency, I love it. I love it. I love it. Please let us know where you are from, your gratitude and affirmation, and how pain is necessary in your life. I don't know if Larry might be doing something. We'll come back to you, Larry, in a second. Crystal, great day. Thank you for your consistency also. Please let everyone know where you're from, your gratitude and affirmation, and how pain is necessary in your life.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I am Crystal Wilder, and I'm calling from the DFW area. And this morning, I am grateful for the one of the contracts that I'm on. Well, two of them, but one, money hit my bank account today, and I am so grateful for that. Um, and and the other contract, I had to go to a meeting and yesterday, and I did really, 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 really good. And they actually want to work with me, and so I'm grateful for that too. And my affirmation today: I am free. I am free. Um, Dr. Travis, you don't have to park your Tesla. I'll gladly park it for you. Um, you blew me away with all the things that you said, and it was definitely a download. It definitely was a download, and I'm gonna add that one for my gratitude. I'm grateful that I showed up on time today, and I got to hear what everyone has said so far. It has really it's done something for me already, and we just started. So for me, when I look at pain, I've learned that pain is actually protection. Um, because without pain, you never know when something is wrong. And I always use the analogy, and even when things happen medically with me, I don't like to take medicine. I don't like to take medicine because if you can't feel anything, then you don't know when something's wrong. If you can't feel anything, you can't even really gauge when you're getting better. So you can't even participate in empowering yourself when you can't feel, even if it's pain. And sometimes what we do when we feel pain, um, we condition ourselves to tolerate pain. Um, and unfortunately for me, I have a high tolerance for pain. I've had 3 children, and I never had to have it. I never got an epidural. I took it, and so I have a high tolerance for pain, which also can put you in a vulnerable place. It's not I pop my collar that I can tolerate pain, but for whatever reason, I can. But what we can do too is, like I said, we can be conditioned to tolerating it. So what we do need to do, and Dr. Travis, you said something that I never heard before. Um, there's a difference between pain and hurt. And what I have learned from something that I went through, which pursuing entrepreneurship is what really helped me realize or recognize what I was going through. But when you condition yourself to tolerate pain, it can transition from just being painful to actually being hurt, to a point where now there are other things that have to happen before you can even begin to work on what it is that's wrong. And Nadir, you were talking yesterday about my book when you saw it, and it's like, wait, this really is something you can't speed through. Um, that book, um, Unveiling You, A Journey to Self Love, it actually came about because of a very painful situation that I was in. And I learned in pursuing entrepreneurship and going to a counselor that actually helps counsel entrepreneurs. Um, she helped me realize that what I was going through, she helped me see what the real impact was. And so now, Dr. Travis, after hearing you, I realized that it wasn't just pain. I was actually in a place of hurt. And from that, I got to Unveiling You. So when you do read it, and Nadir, when you were talking about how you can tell that it's personal, it is personal, but it's so good that other people need it too, because there are a lot of people who experience pain, have conditioned themselves to tolerating pain, and have transitioned into other places where, like Dr. Travis, you were saying, when you do go through that valley and you finally get to that light, all the people who are experiencing pain and learning from the pain that they're experiencing, we do get to that light. There is better, but we got to go through it, but we have to learn from it. Going through it just to get through it is not the goal. Going through it, learning more about yourself, learning how to recognize pain when it first comes, like Dr. Travis, the analogy you were using in with sports. When you recognize the pain, address that then. Don't keep pushing through to a point of being hurt. Um, but when you recognize it, you can catch it faster, you can help yourself faster. And then what you do is your resilience is better. So for everybody, there is purpose in pain, it is protection. And I'm just so grateful for what I heard. I'm blown away, and I know I got more downloads. I'm gonna be quiet, but Andre, I love this topic, and I just thank y'all for exposing us to things that make us think, that helps to shift our mindset, that helps make us better, that helps us show up stronger for ourselves, and help us show up stronger as it relates to our business and everything else that we do. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Crystal. And yes, your book exemplifies part of that process. Um, so I knew that you were going to have something good to say about it. And yes, it's definitely a survival tactic for us. And I love how you just said too, it's more than just getting through it, because it's like what's next now? Okay, what did you learn? All right, I got through it. Okay, now what are you going to do? A lot of us end up going right back in it again. you know, and we don't learn. So I definitely love how you said that, because that's so true. You have to learn from it in order to avoid that type of pain again, which is, like you said, the hurt. Those are two different kinds of pains. Um, you really, yes, it is. So thank you so much for your input. Once again, grab her book, If you have not, I definitely want you, Crystal, to, you did it the last time, but, periodically put it in the chat, so other people can go ahead and get that. Definitely. It's a great book. Great book. I'm going to see if Larry is back. Larry, are you there? All right. All right.
Yeah,
Please.
look,
I see. Go ahead. What you going to say?
yeah, good morning, everybody. Look, I'm here. I'm still kind of tired up. Just come back to me, and I'll do my affirmations and everything after that.
Oh,
Everything's been great. Crystal, I swear, you always be dropping these gems. I love when you talk.
thank you, Larry. Thank you. Okay, we'll come back to you, definitely. Uh, Coach Marlene, thank you for coming up. As always, please let everyone know where you're from, your gratitude and affirmation, and how is pain necessary in your life.
Good morning, everybody. Coach Marlene Paul here, calling from sunny South Florida. And my affirmation is it is time to embrace the change. I am moving forward in purpose and I'm getting rid of all distraction and remaining focused. I'm prepared for the harvest. And I'm grateful for my family and my team just that are always there to support me. And a lot of stuff that came out for last month and this month, um, they were the ones who keep on pushing me and encouraging me to go forward. And my business besties too. This topic is really good. When I saw the topic, it reminded me of something my dad used to say when we were little, when we were young adults. He would say, "In life, you got to suffer." And me and my siblings was like, "My dad is crazy. We don't want to suffer. We want to live the good life." But as we are in our getting older and understanding what he's meant, it's not meaning really suffer. It's like you have to sacrifice. It's not you have to put things to the side or sacrifice something for a while to get where you want to go, because seeing them as immigrant coming here, um, they bought 3 houses while they're here on their income, and we already sold one of them a couple years ago, but now we have two. So they're always, so I see how they suffer, they sacrifice to get where they are. And as i'm as I'm doing my business journey, I'm seeing the same thing also. I have to, I see that pain, that temporary pain to get what I want. Something you have to like say no to certain things, no to certain events, and probably cut people out because you're working on something, and have to like say, okay, I can't go there for just a little while because I'm working on something, because and you can see the vision. And that pain is necessary for a little while. For them, they might not understand, but for you would understand in the end when you get to the other end, because in when I'm reflecting on my life, there's a lot of things beautiful that were birthed through my pain. My nonprofit was birthed through my pain of losing my child, my firstborn, my first child. So it's just like, and my this business was birthed through pain of going through the school system and not being able to live out my first and my full potential. So these things are necessary because it gives you that grit and that passion to go forward and make something different, and to leave your mark, to leave your legacy, and know that not to waste any time. So I really love that topic. It's really important. And if you don't see me come up here and there, because I'm working on something, I'm trying. It's not being listening mobile. When I can come up and speak, I can come up and speak. So I really love this topic, and that's it.
Yes, thank you, Coach. I appreciate you. Always your words. Definitely. You definitely have a great story every time I hear you speak. Um, I know, like you said, you speak multiple languages. Now you're telling about how your parents, with the houses and everything. Like, I love stories like that. You with your kids, your son, and you're outreaching and the politics, and you're doing it. You're doing a lot, and I really appreciate you in this room. That's encouragement for a lot of us, especially me, when I hear your story and you talk. Thank you, Coach, for your input as always. Carter, thank you for coming up on the stage. I've been seeing you in here. I've been seeing you in the chat. Appreciate you. Please let everyone know where you're from, your gratitude and affirmation, and how is pain necessary in your life.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Carter, calling from Atlanta, Georgia. My gratification is just waking up today and being in this group. My affirmation for today is I allow myself to be guided by the wind of newness. And when it comes to pain is necessary, I just believe that pain is necessary because without pain, you haven't gone through anything. And the definition of naive is just like the lack of experience and things like that. So if you go through painful situations, you have a learning experience, so which you better yourself. And so yeah, I just think pain is like necessary because there is a difference between pain and hurt. And one you can get through, and the other one you can't get through. So with pain, it's an experience where you can learn something new. And hurt, you just hurt. And that's it. Hope everyone has a great Friday.
Thank you, Carter. Yes, I love that perspective also. If you never had any pain, you've never had any experience, basically, or you just experience a consistency, and that's just not, possible in our lives. We're going to have our ups and downs. It's a roller coaster ride, life. It's no, that's consistent that we're going to go through things. The only consistency is that we're going to go through, and that involves ups and downs. But at the end of that ride, we're going to say, well done, and let's do it again. So I love that perspective too, Carter. Yes, you had no experience, the naivety um, of that. You don't know anything. So you have to go through pain in that aspect too. Thank you, Carter. I appreciate that input. Mr. Robert, thank you for coming up on stage. Always a pleasure. Please let everyone know where you're from, your gratitude and affirmation, and how does pain being necessary in your life apply.
Great morning, great morning. This is Robert. I'm checking in from Jacksonville, Florida. My gratitude goes out to my wife. And my affirmation is this year I'm working like no one else. So next year I can work like no one else. And as it relates to pain in my life, let me see. I can remember when I just started my side hustle because my daughter was just born. And like anything else, we always need extra cash. So, I start cutting grass. So there's this one yard I was cutting a day. It was on a corner lot. It's a huge lot. And by the way, I've been push mowing. That's how I started with 2 push mow. And if anybody knows about St. Augustine grass, when it's really thick and then get wet, what happens? It was really painful for me that day. I was ready to give up, ready to quit. But when I remember my purpose and why I'm doing it, I keep pushing on and pushing through. And I can say, man, looking back today, it's been a blessing. This is Robert, and I'm done.
Started from the bottom, now you're here. Definitely, definitely, Robert. I always love your input, also your sayings, and you made it, man. You did it. You did it. You have a legacy that you're going to be able to pass on, and you know, people are going to look up to you, and you did it, man. You're a great family man. I can already tell. You're a hard worker, and I appreciate your input and your presence in this room always, Robert. Thank you. Mr. Larry, are you available now?
Yeah, yeah, I'm good now. I'm good now. Good morning, everybody. Larry, calling from Hampton, Virginia, by the way, New Orleans. My affirmation is I will stay consistent and stay focused on my pet. My gratitude goes out to the topics of this room. The topics uh, gives me a lot of development for my life. I'm able to speak on it. Like I never really used to talk before. I'm talking now, and I'm able to communicate a little bit better. For its pain, everybody went through pain, goes through pain, and it's the things that we do when we go through this pain. Because to me, pain is development. Pain, uh, depending on how you interpret it, pain can either break you or it can make you. In all my instances, my pain always made me a better person. that we all need pain to know what's good and what's not. And like I said, it does something to our development, our understanding on how to maintain and navigate through certain things. So with that, I give my mic, and this is a great topic. And thank you.
Thank you, Larry. Yes, I appreciate that. Definitely my experience, and you know, an example with what you just said during the topics. I think of these topics like right before we a lot of times get the room started, and it's pain in that. Me really trying to figure out a topic that I think is good that we should discuss, because we have so many great topics every day, so it's easy to get caught up and just repeat the same thing. So I always try to think of something a little different when it's my time to host. But the pain in all of that is the pleasure of me figuring it out. And I always feel good once I open my mouth and start speaking and, hear all of you all's input. It really gives me courage and motivation, and it's true to form with overcoming that pain. So I go through it every Friday when I host, but I love coming through because I always do come through, and I appreciate you all for that. Thank you so much. With that being said, we're going to start the closing of the room. Before we do that, I just want to uh, give my gratitude to the others in the room: Richard, Patricia, Nita, Shannon, Mr. Brown, Michael, Nasa, Kimberly, Karifa, Renee, Kendrell, and Talisha. Thank you all for being in the room and listening in. We would love to see some of you on stage in the future. Thank you all. I'm going to start this closing. Robert, if you're still there, is there anything you would like to say before we close? I know Robert gets right back to work after he right after he gets off. So Carter, is there anything you would like to say before we close the room?
Everyone have a great day.
Coach Marlene, is there anything you would like to say?
Yes, I love this topic, Andre, and that when we go through these pain, it help us build grit, and help us help us appreciate what we have even more. I just want to remind you guys today we're in the last month of the first quarter. So we're going to finish strong, quarter one strong, so you can still achieve your goal. Make your plan, write them down. Don't forget to not only write the plan down, but put it where you can see it and implement it. If you need an accountability partner, just get an accountability partner to keep you on track. I'm just putting my grind. We're just doing, starting like next week, we're starting a She Create challenge for business women to just help them stay focused and showing them how to create contents for the month of March, so they're able to go in strong, reach their goals, and hit their target. So whatever you have on your heart, whatever you're dreaming, keep on going forward. Because I'm still grinding, so y'all can continue to grind. That's part of entrepreneurship. We have to continue. We never stop. So you got this. Don't give up.
Love it, love it. I'm implementing that now, writing some new goals and implementing them, Coach. So thank you for that. I'm taking heed. Crystal, is there anything you would like to say before we close out?
Yes, I got three things. Uh, One, y'all don't get stuck when and if you find yourself in pain. Don't get stuck on why the painful situation happened or how it wasn't right. Dr. Travis, one of the days this week, used the example about the $60,000 that was taken from him. That was painful, and it definitely isn't desirable, but he didn't get stuck just there. He still kept going and he excelled and he's doing very well. He ain't forgot that loss or that pain, but he's still moving past it. So, y'all, let's not get stuck in how what happened wasn't right. Let's experience it, pivot in the way that we need to, and then move forward in excellence. And there's a saying that I have, and I got my t-shirts for it and everything, that I sell. But I say, even in painful situations, evolve or repeat. Evolution starts within. Whatever it is that happens to you, and we're talking about pain today, but regardless to what it is, we should choose to evolve. If we don't learn from what we go through, we will definitely continue to repeat it, like Andre was saying. So, everybody, evolve or repeat. Evolution starts within our mindset, and what we allow to pour into us, it matters. And everybody, have an amazing rest of your day.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you so much for that. We needed to hear that too. Yes, absolutely. You always
Oh wait,
have.
Andre, I'm sorry. Y'all, I put the link in the chat for my book, Unveiling You. And for anybody who may want to share about the book that speaks or prefer to read in Spanish, I do have a Spanish version of that book as well. So please, if you haven't gotten a copy, like everybody, like Nadir and Andre said, please invest in yourself, and I would appreciate your support either way. But I just wanted to say that both of those links are in the chat.
Gracias, Crystal. Gracias. Yes, get it on in Spanish. She's on multiple platforms. Yes, with that language, I love it. I love it. I love it. She ain't playing about it. Thank you so much, Crystal. Thank you so much. Um, Larry, is there anything you would like to say before we close out the room?
Yeah, I'm gonna say something a little bit different. Uh, appreciate your abilities, and with that, I love you all. Y'all go catch them another day. Catch them how you love them. Y'all have a great day.
Love it. Love it. Love it, Larry. Nadir, is there anything you would like to say before we close out the room?
Yeah, I just want to give a special thanks to my wife for all the support that she provides to me. Thank you, Kendra, for being consistent and showing up. Thank you, Richard, with everything that you got going on in your life and your family for showing up as well. And I hope that something is being said that could just shine some light on what you're going through, man, because I know you're going through it. And lastly, I'm gonna leave you with don't become tolerable when it comes to pain. And I say that because, and you guys know I call the institution college. So me and Richard went to the same college. Richard was smart enough to stay out and never return. I went back after 14 years. And crazy thing, I told my wife, I was like, babe, if they give me 2 years or 3 years, I can handle that because I had already been in there 8.5. Today, I would never say anything like that because that's insanity. Like, I need to do what I have to do in order to never put myself in that situation, which was extremely painful because I was a grown man supposed to be responsible for my family. And at that point, I let him down. So, with that being said, don't ever, ever become tolerable when it comes to pain. Grow from it. And I leave y'all with I leave my mic. I yield my mic. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Nadir. Thank you for that. Thank you. I'm moving around, y'all, so I apologize. Thank you. I appreciate that input, those words of encouragement. Someone needed to hear that. So always, man, you're doing wonderful. I love it. You're hosting rooms. Like I said before, we needed more men in here, and you all have been showing up and showing out. So thank you again. And your wife also. You're all ministering, bringing people in the room. I love it. I love it. I love it. I see the room growing. So with that being said, I appreciate you all. Make sure you go out and do something wonderful today. This is the beginning of a new month. uh, March Madness, a whole bunch of good stuff going on. But like I said, go out and help someone today, make them feel good, help them get through their pain because it is necessary. With that being said, Dr. Davis, you go on ahead and take us out.
Sure, I appreciate you there, Andre. This was a heck of a topic. I thank everybody for utilizing your voice. Those of you that came in and came to the stage to use that, as well as those of you that are listening, maybe listening on replay. We truly do appreciate you guys. Remember, we are here at 8:35 a.m. Monday through Friday. You're more than welcome to visit travisknows.com. Click on join our community, and you can be a part of this right here. We want to hear your voice. So at some point, when you feel ready, raise your hand, come up to the stage, and utilize your voice, because your voice does have power. I would just remind all of you guys, don't run from the pain, right? You got to run to the pain. I think that is the quote. You need to be willing to run to the pain, because the pain is going to be where you grow. And Andre, you had me laughing talking about the room topics is painful. You ain't never lied. We've been through this pain for 3 years, right? But the impact that it's making, that's what I'm talking about, right? You get through the pain, opening the room, and it just brings so much power to so many other individuals. So I do appreciate that. But I'm highly advising you guys today, everything that you're going to do is painful at this point, whether you know it or not. Like, you said that you wanted to make $1 million. Like, you want to be financially free. You've never done it, right? So you're going to embrace a journey that's going to be so painful. I'm trying to warn you right now. This may be the worst pain that you've ever felt in your life, because it's not a pain that can be fixed by putting ice on it, right? You can't just sleep this pain off. It's still going to be there. This is a real pain. Entrepreneurship, business ownership, becoming financially free. It's a pain like no other. That's why many people don't come to it. They try, but then they run away from it. How do I know this? It's not an opinion. It's just statistics. It said over 95% of the population is struggling right now. Well, that lets me know 95% of the population is scared of the pain. So the odds are, when you leave this room and you go talk to somebody who's been around you for a long time, it's going to be a painful conversation. And you're going to have to start to learn to remove individuals from your circle. That's one of the hardest things to do. And it's not just cutting them off and saying, I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm not saying do that. But you're going to have to limit your conversations, which naturally may make them walk away from you. I'm talking about friends that you've had for years, loved ones that you've had for years. You may got to get out of that relationship. It's a whole lot of pains that's going to come when you want to change your life, because you've been living it a certain way for a very long time. And everybody around you has witnessed you living that life for a very long time. Change brings pain. There's just no way around it. You must accept that you want to change, and you're going to have to be willing to accept that that change will bring pain. But I'm telling you, you're going to grow from it. It's impossible that if you're willing to walk through pain that you don't grow. It's just two things that don't go together, right? So I encourage you today, go be painful today. What does that look like? Do you have to learn a new tech tool? Do you have to learn how to budget? Do you have to learn how to manage your time? Do you have to learn sales and marketing? Do you have to learn organizational skills? Do you have to learn about taxes and the IRS, wills and trusts? There's a lot of stuff that you're going to have to learn that's going to be extremely painful, because you got to sit your ass down and focus. You don't know it yet. You don't understand it yet. And you can't speed through it. You can't just figure out tech because you said, I watched the video today and I need that, so it should just work. You're not going to figure out the code of the IRS, and you've never, ever went to law school to know the codes. You'll learn, though. When you write that first check to the IRS, you're going to learn. You're going to study some more. When you make that first website and it makes you some money, you're going to learn how to automate more processes. You're going to sit down and figure it out, because you want to get rid of that pain. You're not trying to run from it. You're trying to cure it. And curing it takes time. But you can expedite that time if you focus on it every day, just that main pain that you have. This is why I tell you guys you can make the most money that you've ever had in your life if you go out there and you become a problem solver. Solve bigger problems, you'll get bigger checks. Because everybody wants to get rid of their pain. I've never seen a person that don't want to eliminate pain. But we want to find the people that embrace it. Because the people that embrace pain, they understand that they grow from the pain. Whether it's somebody providing the solution or they come up with the solution themselves, they're okay with the pain that's going to come because they become such a better person on the other end. So that's all I got for you guys today. Embrace the pain on this Friday. I don't ever want y'all to think pain don't come on Fridays. Pain come on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It come at 1 a.m., 1 p.m. You never know when it's going to come, but you got to be willing to embrace it. So make today the day that you tell yourself, I am ready for whatever pain comes my way because I'm bigger than it. I can get through it. And watch how you make it happen. I love you all. I'll talk with you Monday. We will be right back here. Make it happen today. It's 1% better each and every day. So that means that you guys should be 3% better by the time we get back here on Monday. I love you all. Talk with you guys Monday. Can somebody close out the room?